Hi, I'm Anish, and this is my part on our Factor 8 presentation. I'll be talking to you about advantages and disadvantages of recombinant product, namely Factor 8 in hemophilia. Right, now therapeutic proteins have to go through extensive downstream processing, which is listed there, and quality control, and the reasons for this are, as you'll see below. Even after downstream processing, which involves extensive purification, there are animal trials and clinical trials, and the reason for these is to detect and acknowledge any adverse effects with the drug, which may or not be minor, in which case they will be marketed, and you'll get a little risk advice on the product, or they may be major, in which case the drug will be discontinued. And the reason for this is that Factor 8 is a therapeutic protein, and therapeutic proteins need to be very pure because they need to be applied intravenously, thus bypassing most of the immunological systems in the human body. So you can't be introducing any bloodborne viruses, for example. More on that later. Right, Factor 8, a therapeutic dose. Here are the costs here. In America, 1,000 IUs, or approximately 670 micrograms, costs £2,375. A lot of money. And on the right here, you'll see a chart of the amount of IUs companies like VIII, Recombinant, and Refacto actually sell. And we are talking about 1 billion IUs or more, usually, across all the Factor 8 companies every year, so there's a lot of money in this business. The marketing is generally more towards doctors and less towards consumers because this is very unethical and very illegal. The reason for this being, if a patient is prescribed a drug, they may actually ask the doctor for a more well-known example of the drug, which might not be as relevant to them as the drug that the practitioner is originally prescribing. So marketing directly to the consumer a prescription drug is highly illegal. These are some examples. This is from the 80s, this is from the American West, of drugs being marketed directly to consumers. Generally though, nowadays they are marketed via conventions where they can reach medical practitioners who know what to do with them. Here is a graph of the total advertising expenditures by three big companies: Budweiser, whose adverts you'll have seen, Walmart/Asda, whose adverts you will have seen, and GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. And now half of this $2.44 billion budget is actually for therapeutic proteins, but again, you will not see their adverts on TV. But I assure you, it's being marketed to people who will then prescribe you the drug, namely practitioners and clinical directors. So here is a list of some of the advantages of the recombinant product, which you know already from doing this course, and the most important one is advantages compared to transgenic animals. There's a much less risk of any bloodborne viruses being delivered along with the product, and the inclusion bodies may be used, and we have two classes of expression systems which generally will find the right system to promote your product. And some of the problems that occur, as listed here, it varies on a case-to-case basis, but generally the use of 3 to 5 chromatographic purification steps are still very expensive and are being used to market the product. Here is an example of a recombinant kit delivered to a hospital every other day, and with that, here is Harriet to talk to you more about specific companies and what their products actually cater for. Thank you.